Hello guys and welcome to today's stream. I hope you're all well. Nice of you all to drop by again today. Thought I'd do another stream based on the whole situation of the world at the moment, and yeah, thought I'd see who was about. So hello to the usual suspects. We've got Vurum here, we've got Worldwide here, Crazy Gaming, Seven was here earlier. But yeah, today I'm thinking of doing something a little bit different. I'm thinking about maybe doing a fort, because now I've completed this part of the project. The cable cars are all working. I'm not going to show you the complete finished build because that's going to be the next, well, an episode in 2 weeks time, I believe, maybe sooner. So I probably won't tease you too much of that, but what we're going to do is we're actually going to move over to this area here. Now this area here is the pinpoint of the needles, and there is actually a fort with some batteries in this little segment here, so I'm thinking we'll have a go at that today. I'm not sure how that's going to work, if at all. It could end up being a complete disaster, but we'll give it a go. And it's going to be similar to that fort we did previously, the same sort of, you know, ideas and sort of concept to get that to work. So it's going to be probably be a bit of a choppy stream, but I really want to try it out because it finishes off this segment here. Like this whole bit here is a little bit, oh, don't want to show you too much of that. This area here is consistent of a few different parts. So on the end here, like I said, there's a fort, which is going to be the first part we're going to try and work on. But not only that, but there is actually a rocket testing area on the island, and that is just here. I know we're not going to be able to replicate much of it, but I think we can just put a few little bits and bobs in here to make that something as well. I'm not going to say, I'm not going to copy it like for like, but let's take some inspiration from those parts and see what we can do. So we need to think of the best way to do this segment here. So what I'm thinking to start with is let's level the land off. I want to get this all the same level. Now I'm going to delete these pathways because we can put those back in after. These are great pathways. They're by Mac Welshman. The only downside to network paths is you can't terrain form around it. So we'll have to get rid of those for now, and then we can terrain around it, and then we can put it back in after. So let's take the point that we want to check from, which will be here. If we get the brush, we'll just try and get this as good as we can. Now we've got some network bits here as well, which we can get rid of. We just want to get as flat as possible because it just makes life easier when we come to doing the fort itself. So pick up these nodes as well, and we'll get those to the same sort of height. Nothing doesn't have to be perfect. That's probably good enough for what we need. So I've got a few reference pictures which I'm going to try and use to my advantage. Can I see the chairlift update? You can see a bit of it, Sheik. Not all of it though, because it's pending the next episode, but I did manage to get it to work. To an extent. I didn't actually get the proper chair lift carriages to work in the end, but you can see now we've got 2 running, which is enough for some nice cinematics. But yeah, it kind of does the job now. So I managed to get this bit down as well, which is almost the perfect height for if people were to realistically get on and off of the lift. Is everyone's Wi-Fi poop? Is that because the stream's lagging for you, or are you just asking in general? But yeah, I managed to get the stairs in as well. I decided to just do an invisible path and then put these concrete stairs on top. I did actually make my own with procedural objects, but it was so painful. It didn't really work too well in terms of the levels, so I just decided to go with these. I think these are Armesto's staircases, and they work out quite nice, to be fair. Gives a sort of look and feel I was going for. I was quite pleased with the textures as well of the ground. These plants here, I think they're by Ronix, but these ones here are so good. They're perfect for this area. Cheers, Worldwide. How have you and everyone in chat been? I've not been too bad, to be fair, Sheik. Nothing too drastically has changed in my life at the moment. Obviously, the fact that you can't go out to places as you would do normally is obviously different, but not too much drastically has really changed. I still go and walk the dog. Obviously, a bit more indoorsy, I guess, but yeah, it's not too bad. How's things your end? Everything in my town is poop. Wi-Fi even at school. Oh, really? I did hear there was rumours that they were going to slow down the European internet speeds, but I'm not sure if that's true. Right, so I'm not sure how this is going to work yet, but I'm going to try something here. If I was to go from here to here, I'm probably going to have to delete some of these nodes. Good, forced to work from home, being out running and stuff. That's the thing, isn't it, Sheik? As long as you're keeping yourself active, it's you know, it's the best thing you can do. Now this actually might work. So in between the two parts that we're working on, there is a gap like this. It's a little bit smaller than this. I'm not sure if I can make this narrower. I don't think I can. I'm gonna have to probably do some trickery to get that to look a bit better. But basically there is almost like a moat. Let me show you on the other monitor actually. It's going to make more sense, isn't it, if I show you it. There. So as you can see, there is a sort of a moat. It's obviously a dry moat in between the two parts, with a little bridge across. And then this height here is actually the height of this land, interestingly. So I'm not sure how that's going to work out. We'll have to see what we can do. Let's have a think about this. I suppose if we were to then lower down this land, this is a bit of an experimental stage, guys, so apologies if you're expecting instant things to be built. It's not going to happen today. Not quite so soon anyway. Let's bring all this down a bit. So that is a bit lower. Yeah, I'm on spring break from school, but it was cancelled until April the 20th at the earliest. We'll have to do an online school. Yeah, that seems to be the situation here as well. How is everyone feeling about that? I imagine it's quite a strange scenario to be in. Where's these other nodes? Got one there. Just going to get rid of these. We can always play around with them after. Like saying it, that kind of didn't really like that, did it? Oh, I know what that is. think there's still a node underneath here. Yeah, node there. Okay, so we can mess around with this later to make that look a bit more appealing. Okay. So we need that, and then if we was to then pick up this, put it on top, but then raise this up to that level. Good morning, RCJ. At least they put a dog film 10 minutes from my house, so the dog is just pure. Yeah, I'm lucky. I live quite close to the sort of local park for my walking of my dog, which is all good. Okay, so let's get these levels looking a bit better. So we've got this. Can we move this over to close this gap? No. Okay. It's 6:30 where I am. Oh man, that is early. Is this a normal time to wake up for you? Okay, what I'm going to do, just for now, is I'm going to delete these two and start another way. If we did what did we use from the last one? I still have school. I'm a bit worried because my dad will come out of hospital after a really heavy surgery on the brain. I think, yeah, that's a bit of a worry, isn't it? Hopefully you can keep him a bit away from all what's going on and he'll be fine. But I hope he recovers well, man. What does this one do? Okay, it's not that one. Maybe it was a key we used last time. Oh, actually, no, I know what it was. It was... one of these bits, I think. No, what was it? What am I thinking of? It was... Do I remember you from... Yes, I do remember you, RCJ. I do. Can we get away with a river? No. I want that bit of the river though. I forget what it was called. It's something in this segment, I think. Was it these? Aha. I think we can probably use this as a better means to do so. Or I don't know. Maybe not. Where am I building today? This is the needles. Maybe we do just have to... Oh, thanks for the 500 bits as well, Arcos. Sorry, I missed that. Hope you're well, man. Hope you're having a good one. Hey, Daniel. So yeah, I don't know if you saw earlier, but I don't think we can use this anyway. I'm going to have to do the other method. But for you guys, for Arcos, for Daniel, who's just joined as well, today we are working on this. Well, we're going to try to anyway. We're going to try and build this battery fort area. So to start with, I'm trying to work out a way to sort of segment this gap between the two bits. So I need to get the levels right first before we get anywhere at all. So if you think about it, the land is going to be the same height here. We then need to get a slightly lower height terrain for the actual implementation of this. If we right click there and then drop this down to maybe 39. Is that a bit too much? Maybe a bit too much. Let's say 43. So we only want the middle section like this. We'll have to do a bit of messing around. Actually, that's a bit too low. Maybe halfway between the two. Lockdown entertainment. Thoughts on Sunset Harbor modern Japan? I think they were good. I think they're great additions to the game. I mean, the Japanese stuff has always been a big call for in the game, isn't it? So maybe this would be enough to do that. It was real. Now, I'm not sure. This might be a bit too low down. Make a castle here like Littlefinger 1 and Game of Thrones. You could do. But I really like the idea of this because we still have the batteries which we had made for us, which I'm thinking about trying to make them a bit smaller and plop them in here. So I need to try and work out the best way of doing this. These are obviously quite big. We'll have to make them a bit smaller, and they're going to have to be PO'd anyway, I think. Let's just do that now. Can you use the terrain road from Ronix plus network walls with the grass sloped networks to make the channel? That could work actually, Sheik, yeah. I'm really trying to build from the real world cities and I always fail. How do you always fail? What's your definition of failing there? Oh, you can't PO it. Okay. That could hinder this plan. Why can't you PO it? Oh, you can PO, okay. It was just going a little bit funny. Want to see a picture of what I'm building at the moment? Go for it, man. I'm not sure if you'll get timed out or whatnot with posting links, but give it a try and see what happens. Yeah, the MOM is going to be an interesting part, I think. Right, let's see. What's the terrain road anyway? You're on about this, the terrain terraforming one, Sheik, what I was using earlier, or is there another one you're talking about? Yes, these ones, okay. So how are we going to do this? Terrain for roads, network walls with a grass slope. Yeah, we can definitely do that. What am I not doing right here? So we need to get this down, basically. So if we was to do that, for example, and then bring it up to a bit more of a realistic height. So let's say about there. So that's kind of right there. If we copied this to there, raise this up again, this might be the best we can get. So it doesn't go any closer than that, which should be okay. I've never been to underground metros. I was only in the metro. Oh, no, that's interesting. Dublin wants to build one, but it'll be years before they have it. Yeah, I can imagine it being a long process to set one of those up. Okay. So we can put some bits down here to make this a little bit more realistic. So let's see if we can go back to terraforming. Join that up to there. So we have to probably use the terraforming, well, the grass slopes and that, to get this to look more realistic. I beat this game 1 year ago. I mean, I touched the last stage of the game, but I really want to do more. Yeah, I mean, I think with this game, you kind of, if you just keep playing it all the time, because I remember there was a stage before I started my YouTube channel actually, where I just found it so hard to start a game off. Like, I literally put down the main road and the power plant and all that, and I literally just got to the same stage and didn't know what to do next. In terms of, like, you know, how do I carry this road on, or where do I build the first settlement of houses? And then it just suddenly started to click, I think. Now, which ones have bridges? Not that one. That does, but it doesn't look very good. Do we go for a wooden bridge? Oops, no, we don't want to do that. Do that to there. And then we don't want it to be forced to a bridge. We want it to be normal. It's always the hard part when you've got to try and get the foundation down. Once the foundation's down, we can get things going pretty quickly, I think. That's still not doing what I want it to do. Alright, I'm going to start this again. Alright, let's do this, change that. Right. See, this doesn't even have to be functional. I just want it to look good. So I'm not too bothered about that side of things. Let's go back to the network stuff. Let's do that to there. Drop this down. Probably to there-ish. And move this across. To that height, that's good. Good evening. Hello, Benrad. Okay, that's where I want it to be, and then it's straight. Okay, cool. Right. And then that can stay there. This bit here is fine there. It is morning, not evening. For you, RCJ, it is. For us, well, for me, it's evening. It's 8:30 at night. Okay, so if we do that, and then we'll go back over here, let's get that in place. Oh, no, it wasn't that one, was it? It was the wooden one. So we could, it's got that whole line across it though, which is annoying. Can we get away with it? So why has it not got one that side, but it does this side? That's weird. If we did that. Does this need to go down? There we go, that's why it was too high up. So if we matched that height to this one, it's a bit better. 4:30 PM in the New York States. Oh man. Still got plenty of your day left then. Okay, so that's there. If we then went onto here, did that, did that. Obviously we can drop this down a little bit. Now we should be able to paint that over, so I'm not too bothered about that. I'm going to bring this to here. Now there is actually like a higher bit here, which we could replicate if we was to bring these two down a bit. $7 AM in Australia. Are you guys at a early morning still in bed chilling then? Or are you up ready for the day? 9:30 in Monaco. Talking of Monaco, I will be getting back into Monaco once I've completed this project here. For you guys that are more of a Monaco fan than the UK series, Monaco will be back probably in a couple of weeks' time. I'll be working on it. Literally got back a minute before your stream from a bike ride. Oh, nice. If you're asking me, RCJ, do I remember you from $2 stream? I do. But if you're asking someone else, let them know who you're talking to. Right. Now, I think these are the right levels. We can mess around with these bits later. So yeah, we got a little moaty bit here. I mean, in fact, cover that up now with grass anyway, although we'll leave these bits like that. Underneath there will be grass. That's fine. Why am my living room hiding under the duvet? Okay, so I'll keep that like that. So the plan will be to have some sort of like little entrance opening here, which we can make. We do need to get some retaining walls now. Well, network walls, I guess, are probably going to be better. I'm not sure, Daniel. I think it might be a bit of both. I think they would have chipped away at it to make it a moat, so to speak. And then I think the land's just sort of falling at its side from it being done like that. Now, what do we use for the inside wall of this segment? This one's going to be too big. I think they are not going to be high enough. Not sure what we used last time. What are these? Maybe something like this. Why is that not showing? I think that's what we used on the other one. Verum, you've got to be careful with that. We've all had that painful situation where the game's crashed and we haven't saved it. Make sure you keep saving the game. And I'm saying that, and I'm not saved the game for a while, have I? So thanks to Verum, I'm going to give it a quick save. What's the first thing you'll do with Sunset Harbour? So I want to see what I can do in Monaco with it, to be fair. See if there's anything we can add in and take and use to our advantage. I'm not sure how much we'll get to use of that in the Isle of Wight series. Sure, we can have a look around and see what there is, but yeah, I'm not too sure. Alright, come on, save and let me play. Okay, right. So we go right up to the chalk line. Now, so we know we're at the right height, what we need to do is grab one of the grass parts, and I think we're going to try it with one of the ploppable grasses. The fishing industry could be useful with the Isle of Wight. That's a good idea, actually. That's a very good idea. So we're going to put this down just for a reference point, and then we're going to bring it up to the level of the land, which is just about here. Does that look right? Or do we need to go a bit higher? I suppose it should really start from this level. I reckon about there is probably the best point. So then we will take this wall all the way down to there, and then we should literally be able to go 1, 2, 3. Copy the height of. Let me click it. Or we 2. There we go. So that's the right height for those bits. So then we can do that around there. We can obviously drop the heights down of these to make it a bit more realistic. Let's do that now actually quickly. So let's take that. Let's put the brush size up. We can bring all this down a bit more now. Can make a bit more of a flowing right. So it's kind of dropping down slowly to here now. I assume we've got a node here. Yes, we've got these two, so we can bring those down as well. Like that. We definitely have this one here, don't we? That's got to stay about there. Okay, so we should then pretty much just be able to copy this across here. With this one. So that can go about there. Shall click on that and that and bring this down a little bit more. Match that to there. So we can make this side higher now. Now we know that that level is there. Not so realistic, because they should really be the same height, but it's fine. So let's put this up to the same height as the grass, which is about there. And then we can move this down. So that must be about there. So we'll take these 3 nodes again. 1, 2, 3. Copy the height of that one. There we go. It's a little bit high this end. We can mess around with that after. I think it's because of this other node here. Should be okay. Okay, so that's the first part done. I think it's got to go down one more step. Are you building the needles better? I am, RCJ. Well, I'm trying to. It's not going to be like for like, but we will hopefully... I'm going to use a smaller one actually than this. Can hopefully get it looking close enough. Now I do want to try something because there is them other ones, other grass things we can use as well, I think. These ones. Is this going to be a better way to do it, do we think? If we tried the 8-meter one. Hey Shesmane. Yeah, we're moving on to the battery now. I think this could be a better idea, isn't it? Let's get rid of that. Yeah, we're doing the battery now for the needles. Yes, I am geography. I'm going to try and see what we can do. I'm not sure how well that's going to be, well, how well that's going to be achievable, but I can certainly see what we can do on that front. That's interesting. So that isn't actually the same height, or is it? Maybe it is. Maybe it's just because we're not going up against the wall. Yeah, I like these. Much easier to use. Where's the other node? So we should be able to lift that up a little bit now. Do you know why it's called the needles? Because of the look of these parts here. Look like needles coming out of the sea. How do we hide those? We need to go up a little bit more then. About there. So it looks much better, much more cleaner. I mean, this segment here is a little bit bigger than I had hoped to have been, but I think we can deal with it like that. So let's put this one down as well. So just there it disappears, which is good. Do some precision drops like that, and then lift it up one. Isn't this the part in the farm? No, it is likewise gamer, it is. But it was undetailed, and it was literally just the main part, the main actual. Let's do that. Move that over. Then this bit can come over as well. It needs to drop down a little bit more. perfect. And we'll mess around with these side bits after. Shouldn't be too difficult to sort out. Same with this here. And then for this bit, all we need to do now is choose the same height as here, I think. Apparently there used to be a fourth one which looked like a needle, so someone chose the name. Yeah, because that one fell down, didn't it? The fourth pin. Although I've still got the 4 on here. I think that's not doing that because we have this here. Let's get rid of that. There we go. This is my first time using Twitch. Hey man, hey logging out, goodbye, welcome. How are you finding your experience with it? So, I think, good, nice. I like your channel, thanks man, appreciate that. Hey Greenbeak. I'm not doing too bad. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're using your free time wisely. So I don't think we can get this to level up the terrain because we've got this bit down here. Yeah. Or was it this? We don't need that now, do we? Let's get rid of that. There we go. That's why. I knew there was something peculiar about that. So we can try and level this up. If we need to bring it out a bit more, we can. That's not an issue. Just need to get it to match this height, basically. I mean, the other easy way of doing this is to force another height here. Sometimes the easy way round is the most annoying way round. So we can do this then, just to get that to level up. This can move over here. We can then drop that down a little bit. There we go. Been playing CS too much lately. Never got into that game. It's one of those games where I got in. Well, I didn't get in early enough to then be good enough for it, so I never bothered. Okay, so we have got a bit of progress here now. What we need to do with this is copy this just here. Oh, wrong button. Drop this down a little bit more. Are you excited for new DLC? Oh, definitely. It's always good to have a new DLC in our lives, isn't it? Makes the game feel fresh again. So yeah, very much looking forward to seeing what we can do with that. Okay, so we've got this bit here. So we want to kind of make, I mean, this is meant to be a bit higher up actually. What do we do here then? If we was to raise these both up together, would that work? We could do something like this and just make a little tunnel across, couldn't we? I think that would still work. And if we drop that down, that should hopefully still hold its shape. Yeah, let's do that. Because then we can get this sort of like front archway in then. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Greenbeak. So if we clicked that and said the same height as this, click that and say the same height as this, with a little bit extra. What are your thoughts, Greenbeak? Okay, so we've got a bit of shape coming together now. What's happened to this? There we go. Sorry, I'm not really participating in your build since... No, don't worry, man. I do it all the time. I love watching or having people in the background playing cities and then doing my own build at the same time. It's actually nice and refreshing, I find. So yeah, don't need to apologise. It's just nice that you're here. Appreciate it. Okay, that's not too bad. So we have kind of got something going here now. I do like this brickwork. I'm really looking forward to using this inside the middle section of the fort bit here as well. Only issues are not sure how wide we want to do this. Because we want the grass, we want this to cut across here now. So we basically want to copy this wall, I think, and put it there. Trolley buses are obscure but will be great in European cities. Yes, I'll definitely. Strangely, one of the bits I'm looking forward to seeing. Might do that over the top of it like that. I haven't used Metro Overhaul mod because I felt the mod was too big and complicated, so I'm happy to... Yeah, I think that'll be interesting to see what people's thoughts are on that, because obviously, in my opinion, the MOM modded version is brilliant, and I doubt that this is anywhere near the, you know, hasn't got anywhere near the efficiency and features that theirs will, but it's a good halfway house for those people who did feel it's a little bit over the top or too complicated to get their head around. So I think it's kind of a win-win, really. Okay, so you've got this bit. I'm wondering really if we want to carry this over more. Maybe we aren't going to do this then. Maybe instead we want to upgrade this to the 16-meter one. And then move it across. Hopefully we can get rid of the sand part here as well, just to make it a bit cleaner. Okay, that's a bit better there now. So I'm guessing we probably want to do the same here. Let's upgrade that. And in fact, we probably want to copy that to go over the top of here as well. So to get these perfectly aligned, we probably actually need... I'm not sure if it's going to work this way, but let's try it first. Let's copy that height to there, this height to there. And then if we went to there and there, can we get these to meet in the middle? I think we can. There we go. So we can now make our little tunnel, and I think that's probably a good enough height. I want to move these through a little bit here now. Is anyone forced at home from work or school these days? I kind of work most of the time from home anyway, personally, so it's not too much of a change of culture for me. But I know Chic is being forced to work from home. Is that easy for you to do at home, Chic? Or is it kind of like one of those situations it seems a lot of companies have been in where they need to just get people to work from home, even if it's not really suitable for their needs? I'll give it a save because that was a little bit of progress there. Now we want to make, how small can we make these walls? How thin? Let's have a look. Actually saying that, we can't raise it up enough. Yeah, it's one of the long-term one. Okay, that's fine. We won't do that way. Massive queues outside supermarkets. Yep, same here. Ireland are struck hard by the virus. I hear, yeah, Ireland are suffering, aren't they? That's going to be the next big thing, isn't it? When does everything open again? Because someone's got to make that call as well, and that's probably that's probably a bigger call than the one it was to shut everything down, if you think about it. Do you have toilet paper left? I'm going to do the lip over these bits because I think it looks a bit more appealing than the grass over the top. Hey Jim. The work attention, so social distancing and exercise to go to work, yeah. Plenty of toilet paper. State exams at the moment, yeah, there's a lot of talk about the exams here. Apparently they're going to sort of almost get the teachers to agree on what grade they would have got, which is bizarre. I would have much preferred that scenario when I was at school, because I did alright at the coursework, but I always suffered when it came to the actual exams. I sort of just forgot things on the day. One of those people. So that would have been great if that was a scenario for me back then. Obviously the situation isn't great, so don't get me wrong. Right, can we find a wall that's similar to this pattern just for a top bit? Sent you images of my current work in your Discord. Oh, nice, man. I'll check that out. What walls have we got? Have we got anything that's going to look... It's a bit too white, isn't it? Some sort of a brick wall. No, that's not going to work. Now that is close. We may be able to use this with a bit of PO. Or does it not work with that particular part? No. Okay, that's annoying. So I think that's going to be a bit too big for a roofy bit. Welcome to US, where exams are only 30-40% of your final grade. PE exams 100%. Really? Interesting. Aha, we could probably get away with this. It's not going to be perfect, but it does look reasonably the same. I think we can get away with that, can't we, guys? We'll double layer it to make it look a little bit more realistic. See if we can grab that one which went a bit wayward. Is it that one? Nope. Oh. Probably wasn't the best thing to do, was it? Now, I'm not sure we can get hold of that so easy. One, two, three, four. Is it this? Here it is, I think. Yep. Okay, so that's not too bad. We can kind of disguise that in there to an extent. Okay. Need to put something over here to fill that gap in. All standardised tests are cancelled in the US. Yeah, same in the UK now. Right, so we want this to carry on this sort of shape around here. So let's turn this around. I'm getting breakfast now. My dogs get fed before me. It's the same in my house, RCJ. Don't worry, man. Exactly the same in my house. Dog before me. Now, can we bring this over? Is there a node here that we put down before? Probably. Is it one of... That's that. That's that. Is there one there? That's that. What you're building is really cool. Cheers, man. Appreciate that. I mean, hopefully it'll look okay at the end. I'm not sure how it's gonna work, if at all. Let's just try and get the perimeter done first. So let's go back to the grass. Everyone's favourite cereal. It's a good question. I go for... Actually, to be fair, at the moment I'm mixing both a muesli-based breakfast with some Cheerios. So it's the good and the bad together, really. Network structures. Eggs. I don't have cereal often. Eggs, interesting. How do you have your eggs? Let's put this down. Mine are Cocoa Pillows and Aldi brand. What are they? Are they basically Cocoa Puffs even? But the Aldi version. Tasty-O's, Comedy Cheerios. Nice. Bye, you off geography? Crunchy Nut Cornflakes. That's one I've not had for a long, long time. Scrambled, unless on a sandwich, bacon, egg and cheese from the pharmacy. Good. Bacon and eggs go so well hand in hand, don't they? I think we'll have to go for one of these ones. 2x1 grade. Get the curve on these ones then. Just need to make sure that the the curves are right way around. So we want it a little bit better than that. That's that way. What's that? This could be too big. Possibly that. Or there. That one. Good. I have my PC, iPad, and MacBook for $2. Cheers, Verum. I kind of want a slight curve, don't I? So maybe it's maybe that one is the best one we can use. Let's see what it looks like. Let's go from there and move this over. So many City Skylines streams today. Best thing to do when I get isolated is been playing all day. Great to see you, Pug. Cheers, man. Welcome back, Rich. Missed the live streams from you. I've been doing it a bit more regularly recently. So I'm going to see how I can continue this, if at all. Obviously at the moment it's a little bit easier with the situation of the world, but you know how it is. I'm not sure if this is going to work how I want it to. I think I'll go live as well. Do it, man. I could actually just do... Oh, why don't I think that in the first place? We could just do this, couldn't we? Just copy these. Not as clean. If we hit the center spot each time, we should be alright. How long will I stream for? I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. See how annoyed I get by this this part of the build. I think as long as I get to that part there, we can then level this up to about there. I don't have enough spaces. Yeah, don't do that. We need a solution for Worldwide's situation as well. Okay, so this is the part where it's going to get a bit more complicated, but we are going to use our imagination a bit here. And try and just make up some very strange shapes. Across here. Do we have some nodes here as well? No. Okay, so we should be able to push down this height a little bit. If we copy that height. Okay, not like that. Okay. Please check out the pics. Okay, let me see if I can do it now quickly. Let's see what we can do on the screen. For some reason the pictures are taking ages to load up. Okay, let me try this. Let's open original, open original. Right, let's have a look, shall we? Let's go on to the second monitor and see what Veron's been up to, shall we? Towards the first one, this one here. Very nice building. Fantastic attention to detail as well. This is a cool shot, I like this. I've not used these buildings before, but they look really nice. Has it been like it all day, is it, Sheik? That's weird. Yeah, like this. It's things like this that I pick up on. They're like the silly detail-y things, but the fact you've got benches and bins next to it, like, it's just what you expect to see. Really good, man. Alright, let's see what we can do now. Can we move that across? There we go, that's better. Let's do that. Now, can we, instead of taking a node, can we now take one of these longer ones? Weave this across here. Hey Joe, how's it going? What's happened at the moment? Did you like my screenshots or not checked them? I checked a couple of them. I need to look at them in a bit more detail. I opened it up and then the my actual Windows Explorer or Chrome, wherever it was, decided to crash. So I did save the page. I just need to spend a bit of time having a look over them. But what I saw was really cool. Today we are working on a bit of the needles, trying to build a. Make this smaller. We're trying to build the little, what's it classed as, the battery area. I'm just trying to get the skeleton down first. See you later, Worldwide, if you're off. Do you guys want to see an overview of the old town? Send it over, man. Send it on Discord and I'll open it up. I'm sure the guys want to see it. I think, let me make this the smaller one. Should we do 8? I think I know there's a bit of a gap here, but we'll fill that in with something. So this should now be a little bit quicker to do. We should be able to literally just plop these down. That's probably going to need to be a 16 to cover that bit. And if we drop it down to there, that's good. And then bring this over to there. Drop it down again. Same with this bit, let's bring it right over because it does kind of stop about here. It looks like. I've got a bit of a crossover here. We can put some bits down here, put some decals of some description. And then if we copy this one, swing it around to there, put it on here. Match the height to that. Move this across, match the height to that. I think this is pretty much the foundation of what we need. I think we need to make that 16 though. Or do we? Do we? I think that should be okay. Drop that down so it's the same height there. We can work on these side bits after. I just want these bits to all be the same. So if I drop that down there, is it gonna? Yeah, it's gonna come away from that corner. Is this area supposed to be the fort or something? It is, Legan. It is the fort area. We're just getting down the skeleton build of it. It's gonna look hopefully something like this. So this is the bit I'm working on. I'm just getting the outskirt part built in, and then we'll work on the actual main fort part here. That's kind of the plan anyway. I'm not sure how well it's gonna go, if at all, but we shall see. I'm not doing it like for like, obviously, but we can now get the walls in place. Copy that. So once this is all in, it will make a bit more sense as what I'm trying to achieve at this point. Once we have that skeleton down, it's going to be much easier to work with. Like that. We need to level this down a little bit if we can. Put a wall there ready, a wall there ready, and a wall here ready. Let's move that one over. This is going to look amazing when it's finished. I hope so, Sheik. I hope so. We'll see, though. If it turns out anything like the one we did before, I'll be very pleased, because that worked out really nicely. Come on, let me get it. Let me get it. Okay. In fact, let's go over to that other fort that we did before. Where did I do it? It was here. It's obviously a much different scale to this one. Have you seen Sven Berlin's remade Grand Prix? I did. I'm looking forward to trying to use that myself. But if we can get something that looks half as good as this in that corner, that'd be really nice. Excuse the frames. I've got everything on max at the moment. Well, not max, but more than I should. Welcome back, Worldwide. I should have really thought about when I placed this down, shouldn't I? Let's get you a bit safer out of the way. So much lag already. It's in that corner, it is, yeah. I mean, the game itself is always going to be laggy when you play the way that I and others play, but to me this is just normal. You come to accept it. I know a lot of you know what I'm talking about as well in the chat. Okay. That over there as well. Let's match the same as that one. No, should be that one matching to that one. No, can't even pick it up now. How long does it take to open your game? It's not actually that bad, to be fair, compared to what I hear it takes some people. Probably takes me about, if I don't touch the computer at all, I would say the Isle of Wight takes about 3 minutes. Monaco probably takes about 5, I would say. It's not, you know, it's not a huge delay for me. It's enough time to get myself sorted. While I was making the overview picture, I got 5. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting 40 odd frames around this area. But as soon as I look over there, it goes down to 3. 3 or 2. But yeah. It is what it is. You heard about Sunset Harbour? Yeah, we was talking about that earlier, Joe. Some interesting bits to enjoy. Right, let's get this one over here. This is one of the annoying bits when you can't grab the bit you want to. It used to take me 2 hours to open my save. Wow. That is a painful one. I've heard people say that though, where they've kind of started the game up and done their daily jobs before playing. Me personally, I would probably not be able to last that long a waiting time. Probably rather play vanilla, and that's saying something. I get annoyed after 2 minutes. Yep, I know. And you'll pick up the two opposite ones. Never mind. I started the game and it took 13 minutes. That's not too bad. And it crashes like every second time. Yeah, mine normally wants to crash, but I kind of force it to carry on, which isn't always a good thing. Okay, I'm not sure if these entrances are too high, but it will do. Why are these? They should be a bit further down, but then those don't like it. Okay. So instead, let's just move this one up and across. There we go. So the foundation is kind of down now. Now we kind of have to do a cement job of trying to level this off. But let's save it first. I have a message that says the game's crashing after the start. Oh, is it a force message? Because normally mine says it's not responding, and I normally just click on cancel. And yeah, it's not too bad after that. It actually does work eventually. Okay, so within this area we need to find a house, some buildings to go in here. Probably, like I said, we're not going to do it like for like, but we do want to get this in here, probably on a smaller scale. We probably want to drop these down. Hey Pug, do you remember do you reckon you could convince Rick or Mac to make a Casper Castle? I could ask. Can't promise anything. I currently had the game crash message hidden behind the game for about 6 hours now. I'm detailing. I don't have time to reload. Oh man, that sucks. So you're still able to play the game though, Richard. It's not gonna. It's okay to play until you hit the button, I guess. Which obviously we're going to close the game, which isn't good. I'm wondering whether we want to make this a bit lower. If we was to get these props, copy them, and then line them up and then drop it down a bit more, is that going to make more sense? Do that so it's like some sort of pattern. We want kind of like a gate, I think, don't we, in front of this? Yes, I have made 20 save games just in case it goes wrong. I do not blame you one bit. Now, I think these are the sort of gates that they would have. Not sure if it's going to cover the whole thing. So what we're going to do here, we're going to do the gate, but it's going to be open at one side. Like that. We'll do the same this end as well. Oh, we can't. This is a... Let me click it then. What's going on? Okay. So I don't think this... Can we PO it? No. Okay, so we can't use that one for the front because it's not a proper... I mean, it should be able to work on here, shouldn't it? If I did that... Oh, it can. Okay, okay. That's just me being silly. So we could again have... I mean, obviously this is nowhere near. We could... I don't know. Hey Peg, what happened last time? I had a bad cold, not coronavirus, so I couldn't join. Last time we was working on the Needles pleasure park, if that's what you want to class it as. So I was putting down the... Can we do this? I was putting down the ski lift or cable lift, whatever you want to class it as. But I won't show you because that's going to be one of the up and coming videos, so I won't ruin it. But what I did show people earlier, I'll show you as well, is I actually managed to get it to function. The cable carts. So you can see we've got 1, 2 going back and forth across the line, going up from the top down to the bottom. So yeah, I was quite pleased with that. Your stream is much crisper on YouTube than on other places. Oh really? That's interesting. I do normally just do YouTube, but I thought I'd try Twitch as well, because I know there's a few people that only used to watch me when I streamed on Twitch and they don't watch YouTube, so I thought I'd give it a try. But yeah, if you are watching on Twitch, give me a follow as well. If I get enough followers, I'll just stream on both platforms from now on. Okay, so that is that. I'm happy with these bits now. That looks fine. That gate, it's okay. It's kind of like it's missing something. I mean, we could close the gap between those two, but you know what's going to happen. It's going to take time. We have to do the whole thing again. So I think we'll leave it like that as a little entrance in. Let's do that so it looks a bit more realistic, because all of this is going to be concrete anyway. Now, this is where things either get tricky or excitingly good. So before we do this, we will save the game, and I'm going to go and quickly run and get a drink. So whilst I get a drink, I will let you watch the fun journey of the chairlift. If the game doesn't crash before I do that. Right, back in a sec, guys. Just going to grab a quick drink, and I'll be back with you. Right, that's me back. It was only a drink of water. Right, okay. In time I'll post more new pictures. Okay, Verum, let me know when you do. Hey Cozy T, just joined. What am I building? Well, we are building a little. We're building a fort at the end of the island. So we just spent the last, well, it's quite embarrassing saying this, isn't it? The last hour sorting out the foundations. Now it's time to try and get the foundations correct. Now that's not looking too bad, is it? Although that didn't go to plan. Let's bring this back up. Let's change the brush size. So it is possible to get rid of that. I mean, we could get away with that section by putting a building there, perhaps. In fact, what we could do, Rome was not built in a day. That is true. That is true. But you know, I do wonder if you guys enjoy watching me do these detailing bits, because you know there are other streamers that build stuff constantly. Unfortunately, that's not the way that I play the game, as you probably know if you're a follower of the channel. I just like making things look unusual and doing things that you don't expect to be able to do in the game. Now this bit's a bit annoying. Let me see if we can do the terrain, because we've got these as well. What do these actually look like? Never used one yet for the walls. Probably not the best for this area, but something to consider. So let's go. I'm doing terraform actually, aren't I? If we were to do something like this, we can bring it down and force it down, which is good. If we did this around the outside, can we get away with it? It burned down in the day though. Put it there, drop it down. There we go. So we can kind of force the game to give us a bit of a better height terrain there, which is good. Can we do it this side? If we can, it will be very good. Although look at that, that wall is extremely high from that side. I prefer it, to be honest. Anyone can plop down buildings, but you make real art. Oh, cheers, man. That's kind of, yeah, I guess that is how I kind of see this game personally. It is like virtual art. Obviously nowhere near the virtual art that all these amazing asset creators do for us for their work. But yeah, I kind of it's the way that I can achieve what they do in game, but obviously nowhere near the level that they do it at. So yeah. If we put that there. Just like our cities when the save game breaks. That's so true, Sheep. So true. Okay, so this may end up being a bit of a bodgy job. Not bodgy, but not the way I was hoping to do it. But we put that there, and we raise this up. We can probably trick the game a little bit here. Probably have to do it in smaller segments as well. Like this. The ticket machine is a lovely corkboard. Like that. Let's move this up. There we go. So you can really trick the game at times to do what you want to do. And these change the grass texture so they're the same. I've kind of messed around with my settings a little bit. But that's that. So we can sort this corner out. You are the virtual art gallery for asset creators. I love showing off asset creators' work though, especially when I work alongside Mac Welshman and Rick 4000. Some of the stuff they do for for my benefit as much as everyone else's. I love to detail it. That's why I think the Osborne house was one of my favourite builds as of late, because it was so fun to do the build around it. If you haven't checked out either of their work, I'm sure you probably have. But if not, make sure you do. Okay, so that was actually a lot easier than I thought. I'm not too fussed about this corner. We can do something with this. I mean, in fact, we can probably... maybe... No, we'll leave it like that. I'll send you a few more pictures. Oh, cool, man. Let me have a look. Right, let's have a look at Verum's stuff, shall we? What was the last ones you sent? 944. Let's do that. So we have this. Got this. I like this. Is that one of Titan's buildings? Still so much to do. It's a lot of filling. You've already done quite a lot though, to be fair. It's a lot. It's quite a dense area here. What's the population at the moment? And the house's packs are so versatile, e.g. I used it for the staircase behind the punch. Yeah, definitely. That's cool, man. It's coming along nicely. Right. Let's see what we can do with this bit now, shall we? It's a little gone from the terrace behind the entry. 5k. Let's move this over here. So let's see if we can make these a lot smaller. Let's go to Edit, General Tool, Scale. Can we not do it all at the same time? We'll do it one by one. we could like plop these in here. So ideally we would want that overlapping, so it's like that. I'm not sure how we're going to do that. Let's put it down there for now. Because technically these batteries should be in here. I mean, if we were to raise it up, obviously we need to change the level a little bit more here. But if we did this, moved it to there, that would probably look a bit better. Because they are going to be against the wall. I'm just uploading some more screenshots for you now, Pug. Like the other ones, they're under my stream account name. Nice, man. Right. I'm tempted now to do this, which means that we need to level it off downwards. So actually we need to move everything down, really. If this is the level of where people are coming in, unless we're going to do more than one level, that could be, well, I think that'd be a bit difficult though. So I think what we want to do, get this to the ground level, and we want to move all of this down, which could end up being a pain in the bum. Not sure if it's going to work. Let's try it. I won't know otherwise. Let's get this down. I think we'll keep that like that though. So then we should be able to move this down. Join that there, knock this down. And this should be able to drop down as well. Obviously you have to change a lot of the other aspects as well, but it's fine. We can then move this over here. Do that to there. By the way, Pug Gaming, a little birdie told me it would be an idea to make a guest build for you. What, you want to do a guest build on the island, Verum? Or you're asking me to do a guest build on yours? Still needs to go down a little bit, doesn't it? To about there. Do that, I suppose, to there. Both, maybe. Man, if you want to do a part of a little village on the island, you're more than welcome to. All I need to do at the moment is I need to set it up. I need to put together the map and all the assets and stuff. I've already done it, obviously, kind of with Taser and Rick, but I need to do it in a bit more of a easier way for people to understand. So if you're up for it, by all means, I'll be very happy to have you build on the island. In fact, what you can do, if you are interested, is look at the Isle of Wight map and see if there's a certain area that you'd like to build on. Find like a little area. On the island you would like to do a bit of a build on. Obviously try and choose a bit that I've not I've not already done work on, and we'll have a look. Because yeah, when I obviously, like I said earlier, if you was here early in the stream, once I've done this particular project of this part here, I'm going back onto Monaco for a while, so that's the perfect time for people to do some guest builds for it as well. See what we can do here. So that looks more realistic like this. See you later, RCJ. Thanks for popping by, man. Have a good one. Okay, so I kind of like the extra levels we've got now as well. That actually works out better than I expected. Could do that. There's an area called Little Town. Get Saction Gamer for this one. I'll have a look, man. I mean, the idea of this, obviously, I wanted to get as many well, not YouTubers, so to speak, but as many builders as I could to build on the island, just because that's the whole reason I've done the Isle of Wight, because it is a very rural build, and I think it'd be really cool to get different people to build on it. Casbrook Castle looks kind of interesting. Yeah, that'd be cool. Looks a little bit wonky here, doesn't it? Is that just... or is that because we've done this side, haven't we? We've done this one, but not changed this side yet. So if we then went on to here and grabbed those two nodes and then copied it to that, did that work? Okay, that will be why. So we need to bring the level of this area down a lot. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, Verum, drop me a private message on Discord as well, and we can have a chat about that at some point. Once I've got it all sorted in terms of the map setup and everything, I can pass you the details and you can make sure it all loads up, and we can go from there. Guessing that is about the same height. I can do Casbrook's Castle for you, Pug. The only way I will be able to have the copy of the save game, I'm not sure. Don't send an email though. Did not work because my computer is weird. We can find a way. Oh, what's going on here? What's this bit? I'm on the wrong bit, that's why. Move that to there. I don't mind that slope. That's. Could move this up here perhaps, like that. Okay. So, ideally, I wanted to get all of these in really close and have 4 of these together. Are we going to be able to do that? This may be a PO masterclass, or it could be a PO fail. And whenever we start POing, we always save the game. Well, I do anyway. Okay. So we do need to get this land a bit higher to match this. But for now, let's see what we can do with PO. Now, can we easily hide this? If we can do it this way. If I was to do that, move this over, I think we can get away with it like this. So then if we go PO and we go to copy, paste, and then put the other one next to it. The thing is, it's a slightly different shape, isn't it? Can we get away with doing it like this perhaps? Let's put it down. Let's see if we can edit. Can we do something with this? Maybe that we can get away with just about. Sometimes you'll get lucky with what bits you pick up being the right ones. Once we get something on top of that, it might be okay. If I can get these two nodes. Hell yeah, my game crashed. There you have it. Oh man, that sucks. Okay, it's not that. Let's get back to how it was originally. I think there is a way we can do this. I think what we want to do is just grab these here. Just drag it across a little bit there. We then need to try and grab these. Hide that in there. Okay, I think that is okay. Oh, wrong one. Let's raise this one up to where it's going to go. We could do it like this, I guess, in this corner. Like that, and then we'll grab this one, move 2, and see if we can get that somewhere there. Hey DJ Shadow, finally back. So how are you? Long time no see. I'm not too bad, thanks, man. How are you doing? How are you surviving? Put that one there. Now if we then copy it again and paste it. Put another one here. I'm not sure if we're going to get them all in actually. You might just have to go for 3. Possibly just do this. Put the 3 in here. We'll be hiding this bottom bit anyway with the land when we raise that up. Pretty good, thanks. A little surprised to see you back on Twitch, but happy. I normally do it on YouTube, but I said earlier to the guys that I was going to try it here as well today, so we'll see what happens if I stay on both or just YouTube. But good for you to pop in. Appreciate that. Now we could do this on a platform, is what I'm thinking now. We can have like this part of the build platform with some steps going up and down to add a bit of diversity into the look of it. Which means then, how could we do that best? If we did, it'd have to be a fake floor, I think. Probably asphalt maybe. Go for maybe this piece. It's where I live. Twitch is the shiz man. To be fair, I probably watch Twitch more than I do YouTube. But I obviously stream more to YouTube than I do to Twitch. So if we raise this up, I guess it kind of would make sense that that's on a higher tier than the rest. Maybe not, but it will be what we're doing. Put that there, put another one here. Just on this corner, just to fill this gap here. Doesn't look too bad. Obviously it's not going to be functional, but you know, it is what it is. Saying that, actually, this needs to be higher up, doesn't it? How's that happened? Could we instead do the surface one? Maybe that's the better option. Okay, that's going to work, isn't it? Yeah. That's fine. We'll do it this way. So instead of doing it these ones, we'll go bang, 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 and then we'll pick up this, which means we can then also adjust the height, which is perfect. So let's bring it up to there. So long as they all match up, that's much better. Are you doing one of the forts? So this is one of the forts, yeah. It's the Needles fort. Do I still have the gun? Is it a gun or a turret? What's this? Was it a cannon? Yeah, here we go. Not sure which one is more realistic. We can put those there, can't we, just for a bit of history. And then we'll use these walls again because I like the look of these walls. Let's put some stairs in as well, really. Let's put a few of these down just to use. Put that there. So we just want this to be the same height as the pathway. That. We'll probably put some steps in here. Oh. And then let's find what stairs or steps do we have to fit the gap. Short ones? Not really. Might just have to go with the... Actually, no, we'll go with these steps from Mac Welshman. Not quite the right colour, but... can change that. If we go to this, we can now change the color of these steps if we can do something that looks a bit more similar. Maybe that's a little bit more. A little bit more of a blue tint to it. Or is that a little bit silly now? Maybe just go white. And we'll copy it. Put another one here. Needs a bit more height. Like that. And then go there. Okay, that looks a bit better. Let's go down. Can't even go down. It's because it's on a bit of a tilt. But I do like the fact it's on different levels. It does kind of play into the hands of what this build is about. That's it, Aaron. This is all my music I use in the series, to be fair. I still love my theme tune for the series. Probably one of my favourite that I've ever found. Monaco is quite a cool one, but I know a few other people have used it since. No one seems to have used my finding in terms of the Isle of Wight theme. Okay, so that's the batteries in, the guns in. So there is a building as well in here, right at the end. It's an orange random building. Do we have anything that looks similar to what? It's kind of like red brick. Not sure we can search for something that would come up. I'm creating an agricultural college like the one I attended, which has meerkats and things like that. Oh, nice, man. Sounds cool. Interestingly, if we got rid of the garages of that part, that wouldn't be a terrible thing to have. Let's see what else we've got first. I mean, it doesn't have to be the red brick. It's just that's what there is here. I can't just like this edge of the building here. I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to get the bottom half out of it. There's only one way to find out. How messy will that be? Could we get away with that by putting another wall on the back? Let's see if we can move it to the location. So we can put it kind of here, I guess. So I like that tower. The tower kind of suits the build. A little bit messy here. Can we clean this up? Can we hide it away? It's going to be a bit messy, I think. But we could do something with that in that corner. Not sure how realistic that looks, but I'm going to keep that. Like I say, I like the little tower here. Sort of thing you'd imagine as the sort of the watchtower looking out. We can fill this in. With some more of this wall. Let's do that. That's what I love about PO as well. You can kind of just make what you want to an extent. You can't obviously go crazy, but we can, you know, mess around with a few things until something looks a bit more like what we want. We can just chuck that on there. In fact, if we were to double it up. Raise this up a little bit to cover that. Do the same here. Kind of hides that away then quite nicely. We could even bring it to the edge here. Like that. It's not too bad. Now where we take this next can be any other way really. There's a lot of things we can do. We can make some little gullies and stuff where people would walk around. Not really sure what to do regarding that. That might be something I'll have to think about off camera and come back to. Let's give it a save. Oh, you're putting a McDonald's in there. I'm not sure if a McDonald's would go down too well, would it? It'd be a long walk to get there. Although saying that, I suppose if you've walked all that way to from the other side of the Needles area, you probably would like a McDonald's, wouldn't you? What else can we do here? Can we move that across now? If I was to move that up, did you see someone re-uploaded all of Rucom's animated assets on the Steam? I saw someone did something. I'm not sure. Was it the fountain? They redid the fountain or something that he did. Not sure how that sort of works in terms of someone else's assets, but hey. Hey Daniel. So I'm not too sure what else to do in this bit now. It's hard to really see. There's obviously a lot of concrete area with random bits and bobs around. Trying to see what I can see. Got some table and chairs and stuff. There's some walls walking up the side. Obviously there's a lot underground on these places, so if we could do something like that. And there's a sort of like toilet section here, so maybe we can add a toilet in. Have they got any toilets that look suitable? Do something. Not that. This one we could possibly make work. Again, PO in it. Have this on this corner actually. Let's edit that. Can we edit this corner? Quite. Well, I don't know. Can we get away with the look of that? Oh, what's going on here? Nope, nope, nope. Edit undo. There we go. Trick it. You can always trick the game. I mean, it doesn't look perfect, but actually, not sure now. Maybe we try it a different way. Try it this way. Let's go that. Convert to PO. Swing it around. Let's just do it here so we can see what we're doing first. Go to edit. If we picked up half of it, make sure we get the door. Move that in that way, and then the same with this. here. Move that in as well. And we'll do the same with this bit. And then maybe now that will fit. It's close as, I think, isn't it? I think that will be okay. It's gone a bit strange there again, but hey, it's not the end of the world. It's got a little toilet in there, that's all good. We need to mess around with some of these bits. In fact, it's going to probably be better that way round, isn't it? Or not too sure. We'll leave it like that for now, because this will need to drop down here anyway. That, what's this bit from? This is always the worst bit when you've got too many nodes on top of each other. You're trying to grab the one that you want, but the other ones decide to pick themselves as well. And you end up getting annoyed and moving out of the way and doing it this way. Okay. So that is some progress at least. Got the two buildings in, got the guns in. Okay, I think that might be it for today, guys. I kind of need to do a bit more research into what else we're going to do here. You complain about too many nodes on top of each other, me. God, yeah. It's a painful scenario, but hey, it's worth it, isn't it? But yeah, I think that's going to be it today, guys, for now. I'm going to do a bit more tomorrow. I may stream it. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think we've got some progress here today. We're obviously going to need to adjust a few things here and there, like this needs to be lowered down, this needs to be a bit more blended in. Need to think what else I'm going to add into this segment here. But it's a bit choppy, but it looks, I think we can make it look a bit more realistic at the end. But yeah, thank you all very much for joining today, guys. Really appreciate your time. Hope you have a good rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. And yeah, I've got two. So basically, I've got two videos that I need to edit. I've got the footage all done, cinematics all done. I just need to edit it and voice over it. One of them, which will be in probably 2 weeks' time, is the completion of the Needles sort of pleasure park, and the one before that is a bit of a farm build, which we did on stream, which I've done as a video basically. And then we're going to do this. This will be the third and final video that's up and coming, and then we'll move on to Monaco and see how things go from there. But thank you all very much. Thanks Jim, thanks Joe, thanks Sheik, Verum as well, Daniel, DC Shadow, everyone else who popped in today. Appreciate your time. Have a good rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend if I don't catch you again beforehand, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for watching, and all the best.